All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Denver Broncos in today's video. Certainly was not sexy on Sunday afternoon, taking on the New York Jets. 10-9 victory, though. The Denver Broncos are by far probably the most under-talked about 2-2 team, or I should say even just 500 team in the National Football League that I have ever seen. And it probably had to do with, Bo Nix, first round rookie QB. But guys, I like to be honest with you, before I even get into Bo Nix, I have to give flowers to this defense. Dealt with it last week against Tampa, and I think people kind of thought maybe it was an outlier. And we knew this heading into the season that they have literal dogs, like actual dogs, all kinds of breeds in their defense. And they just absolutely shut down the New York Jets offense. And we're going to talk about all this towards the end of the video or the middle of the video in a couple of minutes. But once again, like teams, undercover teams in the national football media, it's always about the other opponent. The entire week, all I have read, all I have seen has to do with the dysfunctionality of the New York Jets. Hackett's not a good offensive coordinator. I think Broncos fans learned that a while ago. Saleh's not a good coach. Okay. Aaron Rodgers is past his prime. The offensive line sucks. There's no flowers, no credit has been given to this Broncos defense. So I want to do it before we even get into Bo Nix because they're the reason pretty much to me that they won this football game. But Bo Nix had a much better second half, and I obviously think he's going to be a lot better. But he had 7 completions for -7 yards in the first half Sunday. The Broncos ended up winning the football game, obviously, 10-9. Nix finished with 60 passing yards, becoming the first quarterback with at least 20 passing attempts to win with such few yards since Eli Manning in 2007. But folks, before we get any further into tonight's video, if you guys enjoy it, be sure to hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content. Broncos fans, we post plenty of Broncos content on this channel, so subscribe if you haven't already. And we could try and get this video to 200 likes. That would mean the absolute world to me. I love making Broncos videos because you guys know ball. The only player this season with fewer yards per pass attempt than Nix at 4.8 is Bryce Young, who obviously got benched a couple of weeks ago. He's 32nd in the league in EPA per dropback at -0.30. And look, man, the Jets had a really good offense. The first half was just disgusting. Like, it really was. Bo Nix completed or attempted 15 passes. All 7 of his completions came on throws behind the line of scrimmage, totaling -7 yards. It was just a horrible first half. Horrible first half of football. It is important to note that the Jets have a really good defense. It was rainy. It was slippery. Hate watching Jets games for that field. I'm always worried about players' safety. Feels like it's just kind of a Jets field thing. But I don't know, man. It's week 4 of a rookie QB. Bo Nix, 10 days ago, had the best game of his young NFL career against Tampa Bay, a really good underrated defense as well. And I just think to expect a level of consistency from a rookie quarterback, I don't think it's really fair. I think Bo Nix will be more than fine. I think the Broncos will be more than fine. I think you got your franchise guy, and I think Sean Payton's the perfect coach for Bo Nix. But it's going to take some time, and that just was a terrible, like we said, historic first half. But he had a big time second half. I know he only threw for 67 yards in that second half, but the Broncos were down 6-0, and they were on their own 24-yard line. It was a 3rd and 11, and Bo Nix hung there in the pocket. And they whipped a wide open, or not even open, deep ball over the middle, hit Cam Sutton for a beautiful, I think I just called him Cam Sutton, jeez. Cortland Sutton for a beautiful 29-yard gain. And that, just like that, the sign of life came, and in the first half was all forgotten about, right? It was a sign of life, the first sign of life offensively, and they scored 5 plays later when he hit Sutton for an 8-yard touchdown. And one also thing I was extremely happy to see, also, Beatty went down with an injury. That looked horrible. Nothing but prayers for his health. Running back Javonte Williams, horrible start to the season, specifically against the Denver Broncos. Best stretch of the season. best stretch of the season. 16 carries, 77 yards, averaging 4.8 yards per carry. Jaleel McLaughlin, 9 carries, 46 yards. Altogether, the Denver Broncos ran 31 times for 126 yards, averaging a little over 4 yards per carry. I know it's not the best, deep statistics, but a lot of that had to do with Tyler only having 1 carry for 0 yards. Bo Nix had 5 carries for 3 yards. So phenomenal production, pretty much 5 yards per carry from your 2 running backs in Javonte Williams and Jaleel McLaughlin. So love to see that against a great defense in the New York Jets. Let's talk about this defense. Like we're just saying, they're filled with dogs. I mean, they're just literally filled with dogs. And we talked about this pretty much exactly 1 week ago, why the Denver Broncos are better than you think. Not Broncos fans, but just the NFL media does not give a rat's ass about this team. They just like to, Bo Nix threw for 60 yards. What the hell's going on with the Jets, right? They allowed the New York Jets with Breece Hall and Braylon Allen, 2 really good running backs. One of them's a rookie, but we all know Breece Hall. 23 carries. They had a whopping 64 yards. Aaron Rodgers had no time to throw. 5 sacks, 14 quarterback hits, 6 players combined for those sacks. 1 week ago against Tampa, they hit him 7 times. So what is that? I'm not great at math. That's 12 sacks in the last 2 weeks. They have not allowed a touchdown across the past 6 quarters. In fact, I think they've allowed like 1 touchdown over the last 14 quarters. Somebody fact check me on that because I should have written that one down. But this defense has dogs. Brandon Jones, phenomenal addition to this secondary. Jaquan McMillan had a phenomenal end last season, and he's picking up right where he left off. Riley Moss, don't even need to talk about Pat, the best lockdown cornerback in the NFL, and it's not even close through the first month of the season. He's making dudes like Mike Evans. What he held Mike Evans to, like 6 yards, 9 yards, something like that. Garrett Wilson, same thing. Absolute lockdown cornerback number 1. And this defensive line, like you're seeing, Vance is drawing up some beautiful designs. He's drawing up beautiful schemes. He's doing a great job. I mean, you just held Breece Hall and the New York Jets to 23 carries for only 64 yards. Aaron Rodgers had to throw the ball. What was it? Let me get a fact check on this. I believe it was 42 times. 42 times. Aaron Rodgers had to throw the ball 42 times, and they scored 9 freaking points. Now, obviously, even just considering how that football game ended, it's not perfect, and it was never gonna be perfect. It wasn't supposed to be perfect, and it's not gonna be perfect this season. But this defense, I mean, I can go up and down the starting lineup list. Outside of Broncos fans, maybe a small percentage of NFL fans, or maybe even like more so college football fans, know who a couple of these kids are. And I don't mean that they're like, that under the table, but they're not, like these Pro Bowl Daniil Hunters, right? It's just filled with dogs. We talked about a bunch of them in last week's video. Go check that out. But like Zach Allen's a great prime example of dogs they have. Justin Strnad, wanted to talk about him for like 2 minutes. I mean, they're just filled with dogs. So kind of a rant ramble reaction video. Wanted to get this one out for my Broncos fans before week 5 officially starts tomorrow night for Tampa, Atlanta, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Folks, give me all your thoughts on this Denver Broncos team down below. I would like to see a score prediction as well for Sunday's game against the Las Vegas Raiders. That's it for me. We'll see you in a couple of days. Peace.